Awesome. Recording is starting. And now let me share my screen. All right. Sweet, sweet. All right. So yesterday we went over basically what appointment setting is, what being a growth specialist is, of booking an appointment. And am I still there?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
All right, it's telling me Zoom quit. I don't know if it's gonna tweak. If it's still recording, that's good.
Yeah, I can see the document.
All
Should
right.
be good.
Awesome, awesome. All right, sweet. So today we're going to be going over platform specific strategies. Um, what cold calling is, like you already know what cold calling is, right? From yesterday. So the process of a cold call is pretty simple. And then this is going to show you, like, we're going to go over what your expectations and the standards that you want to keep, especially when you're going into a business you never know before, and what you want to set the best example, right? And if you're sticking by these expectations and standards, you should be good. You should be getting paid. And then we're going to go over the process of getting hired. If you want to change jobs, if you want to work for a different business, and things like that. Um, and then what to say, what to talk about when you're trying to get hired on, say, or you're on a call. And then for this, it's going to be the problems to look for and in what order to look to see if a client is worth your efforts and if it's going to be a client that you're going to be able to get results for. And then we're going to go over how to set up an Instagram, a Facebook, a LinkedIn, and a Twitter. So to get this started, this is, we're going to start with the platform specific strategies. So there are many different types of outreach in the online business realm, whether you rely on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, email marketing, or even YouTube, right? There's always a way to make a puzzle work, right? So one of the most effective, if not the most, is to help your clients gain clients through organic methods, right? So organic is basically free marketing. So in the business world, whenever you hear somebody say organic, they mean free, right? And then paid is paid ads. They're paying for ads. They're paying for um TV space. That's basically paid. So organic means free. So it's oftentimes, organic is free marketing, and it's oftentimes utilized by those, by businesses that are doing, like, they're in the range of 0 to 100K a month, right? These are typically the people that are gonna want to work with you the most. Anyone who's over 100K a month, they're still gonna work. They're still looking to work with you. The difference is they likely already have a team. Maybe they're looking for one more person, or maybe they already have a systemized way of doing things, and they should help you understand their process if they're willing to hire you, right? But some of the best in the some of the best people in the industry doing 10 million plus per month, not like a year, but per month, you know, they'll, they will still tell you that organic marketing is the best, right? So social media is one of the most effective, it's one of the most effective and simple ways to start an organic outreach push, right? So most top businesses utilize a nice balance of Facebook, Instagram, and some YouTube as well, right? I'm currently doing that for mine, right? I'm creating content on YouTube and I'm reaching out on Facebook and Instagram, right? So it's important to bring in as many calls as you can, right? But what separates a solid appointment setter from an A plus appointment setter is his or her ability to not just set calls in bulk, but to set calls with the business's ideal clients, right? You don't want to just set random calls with anybody. You want the people that are most likely to actually pay this business and work with the business, right? Whatever they're charging, right? So where do you find them? You can find them on Facebook, and for Facebook, you can find these clients in groups. On Instagram, they are the followers of influencers in certain business industries, right? Same thing for Twitter, right? It's the same. Twitter is basically the same process as Instagram. You go to an influencer and you look at their followers, same process, you reach out to the followers. LinkedIn, it's a different process. It's more, I would say LinkedIn is more robotic in a way. So LinkedIn, you can't really speak to someone unless you have sent them a connection request, right? And then even though you send them a connection request, they're still gonna they have to accept it in order to see your message. Sometimes they can see your message without having to accept it, but LinkedIn is it's a different game, but it works the same way. As long as you're putting numbers up, you're reaching out to a good amount of people per day, and your profile looks right. So, so let's say for a second that your client is a weight loss coach, right, who wants to help men and women lose 15 pounds of pure fat in 2 to 3 months, and they want to use Facebook, right? So what groups are you going to look for? Now, most people, they'll say they're going to look for a weight loss coaches group, right? Now, that's decent. You can find that, but your chances of getting quality clients is going to be a different game, right? So that's why it's wrong. So you may have to so the goal is to get in the mind of the ideal client, right? What are they doing? What are they looking at? What are they watching? Right? So, ask yourself, where would they be? So, they would not be in a coaching group, but they would most likely be in groups like weight loss tricks or how to lose weight safely and quickly, right? Or weight loss habits. They're looking for shortcuts. That's typically what most people want. They want the shortcut to success, and so they're going to be in these groups telling them that you can do it in 6 days, in 14 weeks, or whatever, right? So those are types of groups in the weight loss space, at least, right? So, or, if you do even more research, you may find companies that help with weight management and find some of their clients that are purchasing one or two products, but still not receiving any type of coaching. So this would be something like Weight Watchers, right? It's a big Facebook group um on Facebook, right? Because Weight Watchers is a large company selling products, right? And people are buying their products and joining their Facebook groups to be around people that purchase the same product. But these people probably aren't getting the type of help that they actually need. So that fitness coach is looking for those types of people, right? So now you found your group, right? So how do we get calls? Right? It's the same process as yesterday, but a little more in depth, right? So for LinkedIn, let's say you're on LinkedIn, you want to find an outreach to 100 people a week, right? Because it's different. LinkedIn, you can't put too many numbers or they're going to think you're a bot, or they're going to think you're spamming people, and then boom, your account is lost, right? So on LinkedIn, you want to connect and learn about their products and services, right? The person's products and services, and see if your business can help them actually get results. And then, once you once they reply, they basically open the door for you to sell them. Because on LinkedIn, everybody knows you're trying to sell them something, right? It's just you're not going to talk to them unless you're trying to sell them. That's basically how the platform is, and everybody already understands that, right? Sometimes they know maybe you're a genuine person looking to connect, but most of the time everybody is expecting to be sold. So some people right away, they'll be like, no, I'm not interested right away, even if your message is, hey, right? So that's typically the atmosphere of LinkedIn. So now Facebook, right? So this is Facebook specific conversation starting strategy, right? So I like to call it the organic snowball method, right? So this method is based on you're joining groups with a business's target audience and engaging with them. You're engaging with people in the group, having like you're just talking as a normal person, right? You're adding them as friends and you're asking for an opportunity to work with them, right? Once you sent them a friend request, they accept that friend request. Now you can message them, right? And so now another thing you can do to get more people that are willing to speak with you is post in these groups that you're in, right? So post at an attempt to attract the right fish to bite, right? So this calls, it's once again, you want to think with your ideal client's mind. What would they want to see? Maybe a few good recipes, right? So we're still in this fitness space, right? Maybe they want to see some recipes. So you can put up, recipes for healthy eating to see who's going to like it and who's going to comment, right? Or tips and tricks for weight loss, or anything that gets you a large amount of positive engagement is typically the best, right? So when it comes to reaching out now that they've liked and commented, so this is still Facebook, right? So let's say you posted tips and tricks post and you get like 25 likes and 6 comments. Your job is to now reach out to every one of them with a friend request and a message, right? So try to stick to 10 to 12 per hour due to Facebook's bans, right? Now, another strategy you can try without even doing any posting, any type of posting in these groups is typically reaching out with an initial outreach message, right? You don't even have to, it's best to friend them so you don't get banned, or so you're not at risk of being a bot, being spammed, but you can still message people without being friends. And so it's not going to end up in their spam box, right? That's the difference. But it's literally you send an initial message with the client's offer, right? So let's say they're selling, you know, coaching, right, for weight loss. Are you interested in losing 2 to 3 pounds in the next 2 to 3 months, right? Something like that, super specific, straight to the point. If they're interested, they're gonna reply. They're like, oh, sure. Now you can make that more sexy based on the business's offer, but you genuinely want to make it something that's straight to the point, super direct, and that's going to get you a reply, a positive reply. Now, some people will give you a negative reply. They'll say no. They'll say, I'm not interested. I don't want it. But the goal is you want to speak to the people that give you a yes, a sure, a maybe. What is it? What do I have to do? Things along those lines are typically the people that you want to try and sell to hopping on a call, right? So now, Twitter specific strategy. Remember, once you have a conversation started, the process is typically the same for every conversation. It's just you're gonna have to adapt based on the person you're talking to, based on how they're responding, right? Some people you need to put more of an effort to get them to reply, to get them to actually want to engage in the conversation. Other people, they're already ready to work with you, right? So it depends on who you're talking to, but that's going to come with experience. The more you talk, the more people you talk with on in the DMs, and the more people are willing to actually, not just talk, but are open to booking a call, right? That's the goal. It's Twitter specific conversation, right? Same as Instagram, right? I have the exact same, right? So basically, you want to reach out to your target audience and engage with their post, right? So let's say you're following a huge influencer with like 100,000, a million followers. Now, say you're doing 100 outreach messages per day, right? So you're sending 20 every hour or so, right? Just so you don't get so that Instagram doesn't pause you and say, "Hey, you're you're acting like you're behaving like a robot. We're gonna pause your account," right? So you want to do 10 to 20 per hour, and then you're doing 100 per day, right? Now, the best way to get replies from these people that you're reaching out to is to one, engage with their post. You can follow them, but you don't have to, right? When you engage with their post, it makes them more aware of you, right? So let's say for Instagram, you find 3 posts that they posted, not the recent, just three posts that you genuinely like, right? Even if you don't like it, find three random posts on their page that you like the most, like all three, leave a comment on at least two, and then on the last post, leave a genuine comment and then say, I would love to connect, or check your DMs. I sent you a message or something. Now, you don't have to say that last part. Another thing you can do is after engaging, send them a DM, right? And now when you send, I'll have that process labeled out too, but you send them a DM on Instagram, right? Now, in that DM, that first initial message is, thank you for replying to my comment, right? Now, what's that gonna do? They're gonna want to reply, right? They're gonna be like, oh yeah, no problem. And then boom. All you want is a yes, a no, um, literally any type of conversation. Oh, no worries. Yes, thank you for the support, whatever. Now, from there, all you need to do is steer the conversation towards a call. How are you? What have you been doing? All right, let's say it's still weight loss, right? I like that picture with the fish or something. They reply, they say, "Oh, thank you," and then be like, "Dude, so what do you do for a living, or whatever, right?" And then you're basically asking questions about them, getting to know them a little bit more, and then it's a much longer process than being direct, but it still works, right? It's effective. So once they've said, "Oh, I'm from New Jersey or I'm from Canada," that once they've told you a country that you believe can actually afford the services of your client, now you say, "Oh, cool. I'm from X, Y, and Z," right? Wherever your client is from. And then now, based on your let's say based on the reply, right? they tell you where they're from. Now it's just, dude, are you interested in this? Or have you like, so we're still in the fitness space, right? How often do you work out? Do you hit the gym? Do you go to the gym? Anything along those lines that's gonna be like, oh yeah, I do, right? Especially if you're working with a fitness coach. So now the fitness coach is likely gonna have a profile that looks like a fitness coach. So it's okay for you to ask those questions because you're using the profile of a fitness coach, right? So now the fitness coach is all he's gonna all well, the person is gonna speak, yeah, I hit the gym a few times a week, or maybe no, I don't hit the gym at all. I'm too busy for it. That's a problem, right? So now you're digging into the problem. Oh, why don't you have enough time? Oh, I work all day. Oh man, that's not, like you're basically speaking like a real person, but you're digging for problems. You're making the problems bigger, right? That's the goal. You want to make the problem a bigger problem so that they see it's an actual problem. Because some people are okay, even if it's a problem, they're like, oh, it's okay. I can live with that. Right. So now, as a fitness coach, it would be like, oh man, dude, working out is important for longevity, right? For living a longer life. They'd be like, yeah. And then now, oh wait, if you see say they have kids on their profile, and you're like, wouldn't you want to, wouldn't you want to be there for your kid's graduation, right? Something like that is gonna show them, oh wow, man, you just changed my perspective, right? Before it was like, oh, it doesn't matter, I don't need to work out. But now it's like, eh, oh, that could extend my life so that I could see my daughter's graduation or my daughter's wedding or my daughter's first child, right? You want to make the problem a bigger problem so that they see that it's a problem. And now they're like, yeah, man, dude, I totally get what you mean. I get what you're saying. And now you say, look, so the same perspective of the business coach. Look, of the fitness coach. Look, man, like I totally understand where you're coming from, and I don't want to be too forward, but I would love to hop on a call with you to explain X, Y, and Z of how I can help you. Even if you're too busy, I have a process in my program that allows you to work for 15 to 30 minutes a day and still lose 15 pounds in a month, in 2 months. That way, you're not worried about X, Y, and Z, right? So say they're in the office all the time. Oh, I have 15-minute exercises that you can do on your lunch break and still lose weight, right? So obviously, these examples I'm giving you, you still want to speak to your client and understand who they're selling to and what they're selling. And you want to aim to understand their business more than they do. That way, when you're speaking to prospects, those prospects are speaking with you, right? You don't need to constantly go back and forth to ask your prospects, your client questions, right? So it's the same process on Twitter and Instagram. You want to like their content, you want to engage a little bit, and then you want to speak with them, right? And now once they respond, all you need is a response. And once you get that response, boom, you can lead it to a call. So is there any questions on that?
Nah, man.
No, it makes sense.
All right, sweet, sweet. So now You know, the cold calling strategy, I'm gonna make it really quick. It's nothing too crazy. Especially cold calling, you're gonna get a lot of rejections because you're calling people, right? Some people they're not gonna pick up. Some people is gonna be like, "What do you want? Who are you? Why are you calling me?" Right? But typically, you know, I'll have the script for cold calling. You're not really gonna cold call. The only people that would want you to cold call is really, really big businesses and agencies, right? They're typically the people that are willing to cold call because that's what's getting them clients, right? So when it comes to cold calling, you know, you can use the list. Your employer is probably going to have a list of people that you can call. And then when you have that list, you know, typically you want to call 200, say it's a company, right? And they want to work with other companies. They should give you a list of at least 1,000 people or more. Your goal is to call they're probably going to give you a phone number or a type of software that's going to allow you to call random people without using your real phone. But typically, you want to call at least 200 companies a week, right? That's going to help you. Instead of doing a million a day, you want to do 200 a week. You want to span it out so that it makes sense and that it's not burning you out, right? Now, let's quickly go over the cold calling blueprint, right? Now, the number one thing to remember when it's a call, when you're on the phone, is tone, right? Your tone and it's not about what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, right? Even when it comes to girls, it's not about what you're saying, it's how you're saying it, no matter what situation, right? That's gonna be the difference between the guy who gets the girl with a pickup line and the guy who doesn't get the girl with a pickup line, right? It's because of the way he's saying it, the way he's looking at her, and it's how he's doing it and how he's saying it, right? So let's say you're calling a company called Red Diamond Walnuts, right? That's what you're selling and that's what you're doing. So, hey, this is, Duno with Red Diamond Walnuts, right? I know you weren't expecting my call. Is now a bad time to talk, right? You can say it like that. You can say it more aggressive, right? Or I don't want to say too aggressive. You don't want to see it aggressive, right? So typically, hey, this is Duno with Red Diamond Walnuts. I know you weren't expecting my call. Is now a bad time to talk, right? You say it like you're asking a question, right? Then you pause and then can I talk to a person in charge of purchasing, whatever. So you're calling a company, you're trying to sell your walnuts to that company, right? So that they can sell your stuff, right? If it's not them, okay, who is in charge of purchasing? When are they usually in store? What's the best number to reach them at? If they are in charge, hey, you say their name, whatever they say. I have an awesome walnut product that I think you would love. I can see that you carry other types of nuts, but let me tell you how my product is different. And now you begin to discuss and talk about what you're selling to them, right? This is basically all about the walnuts. You can basically read this in your own time. I don't want to waste too much time on this call to go over this, right? Then, objections are gonna be the most important thing, right? So they're probably gonna ask you how many bags are in a case, right? Now, this is specific to the company you're selling to, you're selling the walnuts to, right? Oh, a case has 20 bags of walnuts in it. Each bag retails for 400, Indian rupees, and a full market will net you 80 rupees in profit per bag, right? So objections is typically responding to questions that, again, they're rejecting you, so you're responding in a way that's going to make it more appealing to them, right? So now you want to close the sequence, right? So 20 cases, you can say that's too much, right? Okay, I really don't want to see you without these nuts. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I can lock you in for like whatever. This is specific to this ideal situation. And then, of course, when they buy, perfect. Can you confirm the best shipping address? And your name, whatever, right? That's typically the process of a cold call, right? Now, when it comes to voicemail, hey, name, my name is X, Y, and Z, and I have an awesome X, Y, and Z product that I think you will love. Would love to speak with you. My number is X, Y, and Z, right? So now part six is the next process, right? So growth specialist expectations and standards, right? So now I'm gonna go over this and really help you with this part, right? So here are some of the expectations. Well, first, is there any questions on the cold call before I get into this?
Will it be shared with
No.
us? Will it be shared with us, Duno?
Yeah, so hold up. Yeah, go ahead.
Will the cold calling document be shared with us?
Yeah, yeah. All of these documents are going to be shared with you guys. I'm going to share it once I'm done with this. That way you guys have access to everything, right? So let's get right. Anwar, is there any questions on a cold call?
Nah, man.
All right, bet. So growth specialist expectations and standards that you should hold no matter where you are, no matter what company you're with. You want to be stand out, right? Sometimes you may not stand out. Somebody else is going to slip up. You don't want to be the one to slip up to get fired for whatever reason, because there are cutthroat companies out there. Companies doing 100 million a year, 100 million a month. They're cutthroat. Why? Because they want the best people possible. They don't want anyone who's going to be slacking, who's not going to show up to meetings, who's not going to be on time for meetings, right? I think Alex Hormozy, he's like, if anyone is late to a meeting, I don't tell them. But if you're late to the first meeting, you're fired. If you're late to any meeting, you're fired. If you don't have an excuse, right? So typically, you want to follow these guidelines, right? So here are some of the expectations and standards you must live up to as a growth specialist and as an appointment setter. You want to show up, right? Show up to every meeting that your employer is hosting and they allow you to join, right? So they can have weekly meetings, but they don't want you to join them. Now, it's your job to find out which meetings you can and can't join, right? Now, number two, you want to consume all the trainings that they have around your job. If you want to go over and beyond, you can consume other training, right? And become in a higher position in the company. Obviously, now you're going to get paid more because you're in a higher position, right? So you also want to understand their company better than they do. Understand what their product is. Understand who they're targeting. Understand what they're doing, how they speak, and how they market their stuff so that it seems like, oh man, in 2 weeks, it's like you've been here for a whole year, right? Number three, if you can't generate results in the first 3 weeks, you know, don't stay on the team unless you want to, right? You typically want to try and get results within the first 2 weeks at least, right? Some people will fire you if you can't get results in the first 2 weeks. Why? Because they're in a fast moving environment and you're missing opportunities that they could have had if they had someone else, right? So some companies they will fire you like that if you cannot get results, right? But if you feel like you're working with someone and it's been 3 weeks and you can't get results and you're doing your job and it's on them, it's their fault why you can't get results, you can stay if you want, if you believe they're going to improve. But if you don't think they're going to improve, it's your job to analyze that and like, look, man, I've been working for 3 weeks. We haven't closed a single deal, which means you likely can't pay me, which means I can't continue working with you. I'm going to have to move on, right? You end it right there, right? So one, you want to ask what their standard is. What do they want, right? Now, for me, I would say 10 meetings in the first 3 weeks is a hygiene standard to be part of a strong team, right? If you can book 10 meetings in your first 3 weeks with a company, they're likely going to want to keep you, at least for the short term. If you can do way more, they're going to keep you for the long term, right? So, number four is showing up on time for meetings. Of course, right? That's obvious. Never be late to meetings and don't miss them, right? You don't want to miss the meetings, right? So, number five, if you don't hit your daily KPIs. So KPIs are key performance indicators, the numbers that show you your performance. So what are your best numbers in terms of performing, right? Those are your key performance indicators are the best numbers to track, right? The numbers that matter the most. That's typically what a key performance indicator is, right? So number one, a business is likely going to give you their KPIs. If a business cannot give you KPIs, they likely can't afford to pay you or they're doing a poor job at managing their business, right? Every business should keep track of their key performance indicators, right? So if, if you don't hit your daily KPIs given by the business for 3 days straight, you should ask to leave before they fire you, right? Now, some will be lenient. They'll give you more time. Some people, if they give you a job and you don't do the job, they're gonna fire you because why? You're not doing the job they're gonna pay you for. Especially if sometimes they pay you up front. So if they pay you up front and you're not doing your job, why are they paying you? Right? So number six, if you don't want to be making 5 to 10K a month, then you probably shouldn't have this job, right? Because this job will pay if you're gonna get results, right? So number seven, if you don't communicate with the team and ask for help, it's not going to work out. Why? Because just like in a relationship, in a business, communication is key, especially in a big business. If a business is pulling in 1 million a month, 10 million a month, 100 million a month, and you're not communicating on your job, on your process, I know I'm using really big numbers, but it's crazy. Like to find out the amount of companies out there that are actually doing these big numbers, right? That are actually willing to hire you and willing to pay you what you're asking, right? Once you just like with becoming more of a man, your mindset is everything. So your mindset on money, for me, my mindset had to shift a lot on money, right? For me, it used to be I gotta get and keep as much money as I can. Now I understand that money is a tool, right? I need to use money to make more money, right? It's harder to start without money, but once you have money, it's smart to leverage that money to make more money. It's smart to leverage money to give yourself more time to do more of the things you want to do, right? So money is a tool. So that's why you can see companies they can be they'll make the exact same money their first month, but the next month one is going to start to make more because they're willing to sacrifice what they made for that entire month to make even more the next month, right? Whereas some people they just want to hoard all the money, right? So the person who's more flexible with their money, who's more willing to invest their money in other opportunities in, you know, to make more money, they're gonna inevitably make more money. Now, of course, you want to be smart with your money. You don't want to just go out there and just spend it on everything, right? But you want to be smart with your money and use it as a tool because money is a tool. It's nothing, it's literally numbers on a screen. It's just a piece of paper, but it's a tool, right? So another thing, 30 meetings per month is a standard, right? If you can do more, you'll be able to have anything you want. Because if you're booking that many meetings, even a bad salesperson would close at least one of those 30. So imagine they're selling a $5,000 product and they close it, 1 out of 30, which is not good. If you're booking 30 meetings, they should be closing at least 30% of those 30, right? But if they say they close one and they're charging $5,000, that 5,000, you're getting 5% commission, 10% commission, or you're getting $100 flat line. That's $100 for you. Now, obviously, that's it. That's an example if that person is really bad at closing deals. So someone who's really good at closing deals and you're booking them 30 meetings a month and they're selling a $5,000 product, how many, dude, it's money in your pocket, for literally whatever you want. So number 9, adopt the mindset of wanting to become the best in your role and moving up the rank ladder in a business, right? And I have this in the presentation that I was making for the YouTube video, but you'll look at Messi, Ronaldo, Michael Jordan, Kobe. They get paid the most, not because they demand more money, but because you're appreciating to pay them. You want to pay them because you want them to stay on your team. You're willing to put up any number of money so that they can stay on your team because you know there's no one else that's as good as them, right? So a company, the more valuable you become to their company, the more money you're helping them make, the more they want to keep you, the more they're going to want to pay you. Even if you don't ask, there are companies out there, they'll give you a lump sum of a bonus just because of how good of a job you were able to do in a month, in 2 months, in 6 months, in a year, right? If you can, even this guy, I told you guys the opportunity where he wants you guys to get started, even though he knows you guys aren't that skilled. If you go over the top to guarantee him certain results in the first 2 months, there's no reason he's not gonna want to pay you because guess what? You're making him a lot more money and he's gonna be so appreciated of you guys that maybe he wants you to move up to another role in his company. Maybe he wants you to become a manager. Maybe he wants you to help him grow. And I don't want to say become a COO, but if you get to the level of a COO where you know how to run a business, there's no reason that he doesn't want to become a partner with you and grow the business with you, right? Because guess what? You went over the top. You wanted to become the best. And it's not about, oh, I want more money, so I'm going to become the best. It's like, no, nobody else is going to beat me because I hate losing, right? I hate losing. That's the mindset of every winner hates losing. They don't love winning. They hate losing. They love winning, but they hate losing way more than they love winning. So if you force yourself to practice this stuff and become the best in your role, this skill is not just a skill to get business. It's a skill that you're going to use no matter where you are at. Because guess what? Just like with the girl, you're talking to her, you want to set a date. You already know how to get her to say what you want so that you can get the date set, right? So this skill is a skill for life. And the more you work on it, the better you're going to be over time, especially when you start your own business. You're going to know what to do. You're going to know how to get clients for yourself, right? You're going to know what to do every step of the way and even train other people under you to do the same thing, right? So right here, is there any questions on standards?
No, it's all clear, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So I was just reading over it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So KPIs that have to be hit every single day, 1 day off typically, right? Everyone in the business world, they work six days a week typically, right? Now, 6 days a week, it's not like they're pushing 12-hour days. Some people push 12-hour days, but it's because they want to work 12 hours a day. They want to work 16 hours a day because of the results they want, right? The more you work typically in the business world, when you're doing the right work, it literally means more money, right? And these are KPIs that have to be hit every single day if you want to make it unreasonable for you not to generate at least 30 meetings per month and evolve in a company to the next role that they have for you, right? So typically you want to be doing 60 new outreaches per day, at least, right? A real shark is going to do no less than 100 per day, right? That means you're out there, you're hunting for fish, right? You're getting 100 per day, right? You want to start at least, from that 60 to 100 you're doing, you want to start at least 12 to 18 conversations. That means at least 20 to 30% of the people you're reaching out to should respond to you. If they don't, it's because your message is shit and it doesn't contain any real social context, right? It's not giving them a real reason to actually want to reply to you, right? You want to make sure you're sending at least 5 to 10 booking links per day, right? You want to make sure that you're able to book at least 3 to 7 meetings per day from the links that you're sending, right? So here's a summary right here: 60 to 100 new outreach per day, at least 12 to 25 conversations per day, at least 5 to 10 booking links per day, at least 3 to 7 meetings you're booking per day, right? So again, here's how to make it extremely easy for you to hit these numbers daily, right? So the easiest way to get to 60 to 100 outreach done in less than 2 hours is by leveraging someone else's efforts, also known as the people who engage on influencers' posts and the followers of influencers in a business space, and the people who engage on posts, right, in specific Facebook groups, right? So the people who are engaging are the people that are actually looking for help, and if they're looking for help and you're reaching out to them to help them, they're going to be more than likely to want your help because they're already looking for help, right? So when you see these big influencer pages that are posting content about, let's say in the business space, they're commenting, they're like, yeah, this is an awesome tip. These people are genuinely paying attention and they actually want to improve in fitness, in relationship, in business, in making money, whatever it is, right? So number two, the easiest way to get a response on your first message is by including context in your first message, right? You want to test different messages to find the best one. And again, this is why tracking your numbers are important. So let's say out of 50 conversations, you sent 50 outreach messages, right? So from that 50, you did 25, one specific message, and the other 25, you do another message. You see which one gave you the most replies, and you're like, okay, this one is better than that one. And now you stick with that one until it's no longer working, right? And then you're engaging with someone's profile to make sure they notice you. You can even leave a check your DMs comment on one of their posts just in case you think they're not going to see it, right? And lastly, the best way to increase how many booking links you send per day is by becoming great at finding and identifying inefficiencies or problems, and by creating curiosity in your prospect. Make them want to learn more about you, the business, and solve their problems. Is there any questions on that?
What is for number three, what is your favorite way to get the client invested uh with curiosity? That makes sense.
Gotcha. So typically, just like in yesterday's training, right? I know yesterday was a
Hmm.
lot, to take in. When you're creating curiosity, it's all about showing them that one,
Result.
results. Number two,
Hmm.
another one is showing them that you actually can help them, right? So
Hmm.
one of the best ways to do this is educating them. You want to educate them on a new way, a way they don't know. And the way they don't know is the way your business or the people you're working for is the way they're doing it. So if there's one way there's millions of ways to lose weight, right? Let's say they've tried everything, but then you're like, oh, well, have you tried this way? This is the way we've been helping our clients. They're gonna like, oh, I've never heard of this way, or oh, I've tried that way already. But did you try our way? Did you have someone
Hmm.
holding your hand every step of the way? Did you do it by yourself? Or was somebody actually there holding you accountable, making sure you were doing the work so that you can actually lose the weight? Oh,
So you're like
good.
creating a image in their mind of what could happen if you were there with them and helping them.
Exactly. Because guess what?
Okay.
Everyone can do the work. They can show you how to get to a million. They can show you how to become a millionaire. But who's actually going to do the work required to become a millionaire? Very few people, right? Most people, they'll do the work as long as there's someone there holding their hand and making sure they do the work, right? And there's some people you can hold their hand and show them everything what to do. They still don't get results because they are looking at it in a way that is not allowing themselves to get results, right? You can tell them to do this and do that, but because they're looking at it in a different way, in a negative way, and they're not putting any real effort, because you can still do push-ups, but it's how you're doing the push-ups, right? So
Hmm.
that's the level of effort is what's gonna get you to the result, right? So creating curiosity is educating them in a new way, leveraging content that you have or that the business you're working for has, leveraging testimonials, leveraging case studies and stuff like that is going to create curiosity in them, because let's say you find a problem, right? Maybe they want to work out, but the problem that they have is they don't have the time. All right, because they don't have time, that's a problem. So you can press on that pain, or you can leverage it. Oh, you don't have time? Or our workouts only take 15 minutes a day. You can do it every day during your lunch break. Now they're like, I never thought about doing workouts during my lunch break. And if it's only going to take me 15 minutes, well, then I'll still have time to eat my lunch. Or maybe you're one of the fitness coaches that, oh, you can eat whatever you want and still look good. So imagine they're like, well, I don't like working out because I don't like eating healthy. I don't like eating food that doesn't taste good. Like, oh, well, we don't do it that way. We let you eat whatever you want. Our our process is different. You want to make your business's process different, different, even though it's the same process, but because it's different, they want to try it. And when they want to try it, your job again is to get them on that call. So once they're on that call, your job is done because they made it to the call. Now it's making sure and following up with your teammates. Hey, did you close that call? How did it go? And finding out, getting feedback. So feedback is the most important thing. So if they told you, oh, this person didn't trust me enough on the call, now you're thinking, how can I make them trust the company more before they hop on the call? Right? So it's always
Hmm.
looking for problems to solve within your process, because once you, like with appointment setting, once you start booking, you're going to find a process that you personally like. Why? Because it's going to be, one, it's easier for you to implement. It's also going to be um you'll see a process that okay, it worked for this person, but it didn't work for that person. You try to figure out why. Maybe it's how I said something. Maybe it is I rushed it. Maybe I took too long to get to the point. Right? Some people are going to be like, I know you don't care. What's the point of talking to me? So now they want you to get to the point, right? Sometimes like that happened to me. I spent too long talking to them about their day, about their week, about their business. And they're like, look, man, I know you're trying to sell me. What are you trying to sell me? I'm like, oh shit, okay. So I got to the point and I just said, here's why I'm here and what I'm trying to sell you. So now some people will know why you're reaching out, some won't. So it's key to keep in mind that your job is not to have a conversation, but it's to book a call, right? You can become friends with them, but you still want to book a call. Make sense?
And there's different types of people you're gonna meet. So some people want you to get straight to the point. Other people want more investment, like you said earlier. Is that what you're trying to
Exactly.
say? Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because I think 30, like this is what a general rule I think I follow. That's how I don't take things personally. 33% of people are gonna like you, majority, no matter what. 33% of people are gonna be they don't really have an opinion on you, but they either like you or dislike you, so they're mediocre. And then 33% of people are gonna hate you no matter what you do.
Exactly. And that's why it's key. You don't take it personally. They say, no, go away. Don't speak to me. I'm
Hmm.
not interested. It's like, cool. Next person, next person, next person. Because one person is gonna be so thankful that you reached out to them, right? Because maybe they just lost everything and they're trying to get out of a bad situation. Maybe it's fitness. Maybe they've been having disease after disease and they couldn't find a solution, right? They tried every program out there. But
Hmm.
because you reached out and you actually got them on the call and that salesman did their job and now they joined the program and they got healthy, they're going to be so thankful that you reached out, right? Because there's people they may not be aware that they have a problem. But once you make them aware that they have a problem, they're gonna be like, holy shit, why didn't you talk to me sooner? Why didn't you tell me about this years ago? Right? Why didn't I know this years ago? Right? So understand that you are doing an important job, right? Businesses only become successful because they're actually helping people. You can still make money without actually helping people. You know, you have pharmaceutical companies that sell you drugs all the time, right? But people believe they're being helped by these drugs. And so because they believe they're being helped, they're purchasing more and more, and the companies are getting richer. So if you're not helping someone, you're typically not going to make money. But if you are genuinely helping people, in a way, even if it's going to hurt them long term, like a pharmaceutical company, you're still going to make money. You're going to like look at Jeff Bezos. Why? He's helping tons of people get what they want as soon as they want it, right? All
Mhm.
these big billionaires, they didn't become billionaires because they cheated the system. They became billionaires because they found a way to help as many people as possible, even if whatever they're helping them with may help them in the short term but hurt them in the long term. But psychology, people believe they're being helped and they want to be helped. There's people willing to pay any price you ask as long as you can help them solve a specific problem that they may be facing right at this moment,
Mm.
right? So just like you being an appointment setter and this guy who's trying to hire you guys right now, you're solving a problem that he desperately wants to be solved right now. Make sense?
Mhm. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Any questions left on the standards,
No, no, I think I understand it a lot more now.
Anwar?
Nah, but I do. No, no, hold on. What you said earlier, when you it was about the with the gym thing
Mm,
and that you're trying to be different, right? So you will let the client eat everything he wants, right? So that's something you can, saying like you can be a standout, but is it really true that no matter what you eat or because you're trying to offer something to the client, right? And trying to be different than other companies.
mm.
So how does that really work?
Yeah. So, and it's good that you mentioned this. One of the business coaches that is one of my friends right now. Dude is like
Mm-hmm.
40,
Yeah.
shredded, and he
Mm-hmm.
eats whatever he wants, right?
Mm,
And his Instagram, he posts about it all the time. And he's like,
yeah.
that's his program. He's like, I'm eating
Mm-hmm.
sushi right now, and I still look better
Yeah.
than you. So what am I doing different
Yeah.
that you're not? Right. So his
Uh-huh.
selling point is that he eats whatever he
Mm,
wants and he still looks good. Right.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I get it.
again, as long as you have proof that it works, people
Mm-hmm.
will buy into it. That's business, right?
Got
Business is
got you.
literally, well, at least especially in the information business, you're selling something they don't know. That's why there's
Right.
people, even if you charge them $1 million to get them in shape, there's someone willing to pay you $1 million to get them in shape. You just have to find the person willing to pay you $1 million to get
Right.
in shape, right? So that's why, you know, I may be charging $2,500 to work with someone and help them um in the dating space. There's someone who's charging celebrities $100,000 just to help them with their relationship. There's someone charging billionaires $1 million just to help them with their relationship, right? So there's a
Okay.
price point for every problem. It just depends on who you're helping and how you're helping them. So just like
Yeah.
you're thinking about in the future having a business where, you're coaching, football players that maybe they have had injuries. You want to help them recover,
Mm-hmm.
right? The dude who wrote Relentless, that's how he got into that space. He does it for basketball. He does the exact same thing for
Mm-hmm.
basketball. And he helps them. His first client was Michael Jordan. You know how hard that is to get Michael Jordan as a client and
Oh
then
God, yes, sir.
make Michael Jordan so successful that everyone is like, whoa, what did you do different? What did you do? What were you doing? Right. So he built his business that way because he wanted to go pro. I think he couldn't go pro. Something happened, and he was like, "I still want to be in this space. I still want to work with athletes." So his offer was he worked with athletes. You know, everybody told him, "Oh, you just become a coach." Like, no, I want to work with NBA, whatever, right? Whatever his thing was. I don't remember what he said in the book. You know, so again, it's what you're offering and to who you're offering it to, right? Even
Uh,
if it doesn't matter to me that he's helping basketball players, to basketball players, it matters to them, right? And that's the way the world works. That's the way the business world works. There's always going to be someone willing to pay you as long as you can actually help them.
right.
Is that to do with like your self-concept? So how you see yourself is ultimately the value that you present and then they see, if you know what I'm saying.
Exactly. Like think about it this way. We could have the exact same problem, but I'm willing to pay less than you're willing to pay for it. Say
Hmm.
the same person comes to both of us. We are facing the exact same problem. He charges me $500 and I don't want to pay it. He's charging you 50,000 and you're like, dude, just take my money.
Hmm.
Why? Because to you, it's a bigger problem, even though it's the exact same problem. To you, it's a much bigger problem, and you're willing to pay $50,000 just to solve whatever that problem is, right? Let's say it's your house is about to break, and he's charging you 50K to fix whatever is about to break. For me,
Hmm.
I'm like, well, I have 2 to 3 houses, so I don't care if that one breaks, you know? So it's like you wanna leverage it. You're always gonna find someone willing to pay for a problem. Say you have 10 houses,
Hmm.
Anwar has five, and he doesn't want to lose those five. You don't care if you lose five.
Hmm.
So you're not willing to pay 100,000 to fix one. He's willing to pay 100,000 to fix one. Make sense?
Hmm. Yeah. So like the less assets someone has, the more they're willing to pay. Like it's like a scarcity thing.
Exactly. 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 Awesome. Awesome. Any more questions along this point,
No.
Anwar? All right. Sweet, sweet. All right. So let's go over getting hired, right? So how, right? The process for getting hired is pretty similar to getting clients, right? You want to find the right profiles, again, to reach out to on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. And even if you're cold calling, you can call all your local businesses in your area and say, hey, whatever your offer is, I can book you 5 to 10 meetings every month for the next 4 months for X, Y, and Z dollars. Can I speak to the owner? Right? That's your
Mhm.
offer. And they're like, oh, hello, let's speak, come on in, whatever, right? So again, this works online and offline, right? In the brick and mortar business space. So if there's a local dentist and he needs help, you can work for him, right? If he has social media profiles working, if he has a Facebook page, if he has a LinkedIn, if he has a phone and he has numbers for you to call, like call these people, I need them to come in for checkups. You're like, all right, cool, I got it. Hey, I'm calling on behalf of Dr. X, Y, and Z and whatever, right? So again, what works in business fundamentally almost always works across the board as long as you're iterating it based on the business you're working for and their offer. Make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just got a quick question. I know you're getting really into it. So if I'm at work, I could go to, so I'm talking to a customer I'm talking to. I found out, I find out they're a dentist. I could then ask them these sort of questions and they're like, oh, I could get you 10 meetings a month and we could work together, if that
Exactly.
makes sense, at work. Would
Exactly.
that work?
And
Was that too
exactly,
risky?
exactly. It's not risky because here's the thing.
Not risky.
This works in remember what I was saying. This doesn't just work
Hmm.
on texting. This doesn't just work on emails. This doesn't just work on cold calls. It works in person too, right? Because it's
Hmm.
across the board. And that's why it's a skill for life. Once you learn how to sell someone something, you can sell them anything, right? Because guess what? I don't know if you ever watched Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I've watched it.
All right.
Great
So
movie. I love that
remember
movie.
how he said, "Sell me a pen."
Yeah.
So you sell the pen by asking. You're like the way he sells it is, look, I have this. Some people are like, oh, I have this beautiful pen, this amazing pen. And you're like, okay, I don't care. Now he's like, I have $1 million contract for you. This is the only pen that can sign it. How much are you willing to pay for that pen?
10 grand.
Exactly. Exactly.
So more than
Exactly.
that, probably £1 million.
Exactly. Exactly.
500K. I don't know.
Exactly. So that same process, say you see a doctor comes in, right? And you're working at your job, or you think he's a doctor. He's waiting on his food. Hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm a doctor. Oh, really? Where do you work? Oh, I work
Mm.
on that street, whatever. Oh, cool. How many meetings are you getting per month? Not that many. Oh, how come? Well, we don't really know how to get more, or what we're trying right now isn't really working. Oh, well, I do this on the side. How about
Yeah.
structure a deal and I come in one day and we just talk this out? Maybe he's like, hey, what if I could help you book some more meetings? I have an agency on the side that does this, right? And now they're like, interesting. Can I see you? And then now you can go on their time or you can go on your time. Let's
Hmm.
are you free Saturday? They're like, I'm free Saturday at 2 p.m. before I close. Like, oh, cool, I can make it by 2 p.m. And now it's your job at that meeting. This is why so let's continue, right? So
Yeah, yeah, go on.
remember, your mission is to consistently generate tens of thousands of dollars every month in opportunities for your clients using nothing but your laptop and, of course, ambition to succeed, right? Now, when you're trying to get hired, um, I'll quickly, like, because you brought up that doctor point. So right
Hmm.
here, when you're having a meeting, right? Let me make this a little bit bigger. These are specific questions you want to ask. Of course, you guys are going to have access to all these docs. These are specific questions you want to ask in order to see if the business can actually pay you and to see if they're a business that makes sense for you to work with them, right? So if it's online, you want to make sure it's on Zoom or Google Meets or Skype, somewhere you can record it in case you need to rewatch it, right? In case you want to take notes of whatever they said so that you can present an offer after, right? You want to be professional, you want to be attentive, right? Professional doesn't mean you need a suit and tie. Typically, you want to just
Hmm.
look nice, right? Like right now, one rule in the sales world is a black t-shirt, buy four of them at Walmart, and just wear them every meeting because it's black, it's sleek, it's professional enough, right? And then, you can go very deep into any of these questions depending on the flow of the conversation. If they say they have no retention, you know, use your training to figure out why they have no retention. Retention meaning they can't keep clients. So this is a big problem. And you need to understand this before working with a business. They may be able to find clients, but they can't keep clients. So now it's because some people will call you an asshole because you made them pay, but the business that they're working with couldn't get results. So now they're gonna look at you and be like, "Why did you sell me to this business?" Like maybe it's your friend, you referred them, and they wasted $10,000 on this business, but they're like, "Bro, why did you tell me this?" Because that business didn't deliver on their promise, right? So again, when you're in this meeting with whoever is hiring you, even this guy, I'm gonna try to get you guys to meet with him on Friday or whatever time is best for
Okay.
you each individually. Um, but for now, I'll see what we come up with. But have a notebook or have a Google Doc open or a Google Sheets or your notes on your phone or your laptop and take notes because taking notes will give you what to reflect on whether or not it's worth working with this business, right? So a simple
Hmm.
introduction. Hey, first name, thank you so much for agreeing to do this call or for agreeing to meet with me. Of course, in person, you want to give a firm handshake. I know you're incredibly busy and it means a lot. You would take the time out of your day to do this with me, right? This shouldn't take too long. I've just got a few questions for you. You remember, you want to be in control. They're gonna think they're in control, but you're in control. That's psychology, right? You want to lead
Okay.
it where you want it to go. They believe they're in control. Just like with women, you're leading the conversation. She believes that she's in charge, but you're actually the one pulling all the strings, right? So right here, you want to set the frame. This shouldn't take too long. I've just got a few questions for you so I can better understand you and your business. And I know you've got some questions for me to see whether or not it would make sense to work together. Please be as honest and as open as possible. Then you can feel free to ask me, any questions at the end, right? Okay, great. They'll probably be like, oh, okay. You'll say, all right, great. Let's get started. You're leading. So let's get started, right? maybe they're in a hurry. They're like, can we hurry this up? That's them trying to take control. Be like, yeah, no worries. Again, you're in charge. You're holding frame, but you want to let them believe they're in charge, right? So I'll make this a little bit bigger for you guys. I'll read these off, but all right. So questions to ask during the call, right? One, you'll have access to this. How would you professionally identify yourself? If someone asked you, like, of course, everyone, it doesn't make sense to ask them this question. If you know they're a doctor, awesome. You don't need to ask them this. If you know they do X, Y, and Z, you don't need to ask them. But typically, you want to know what they would tell someone if someone asked them what they did at a party, right? So now they're like, interesting. Okay, I'm X, Y, and Z. I do X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. Now, what is your desired outcome with this business? What is the long-term and short-term goal? If you can go deep because some people are going to give you a surface level answer, right? Surface level means, oh, I just want to get rich. Oh, I just want to make $1 million. Oh, I just want to do this. Like, why do you want to make that? Why do you want to do this? Right. So you want to go in depth so that they can get emotional about the answer they give you because now they're going to be more invested. Because now when you can solve the problem and they're more invested, they're going to be like, well, damn, he can actually help me reach my long-term goal. He can actually help me reach my short-term and long-term goal, right? So now next, what are the metrics for these outcomes, right? How will you know you've actually made it to your goal? Talk to me a little bit about your product or service. What is it that you do for your clients and customers? Oh, you do this? Okay, cool. So how many clients and customers have you had? Right? You don't want to make it seem like it's an interview. You want to make it seem like it's just a normal conversation, even though it's an interview. Oh, how many clients have and customers have you had? What do they typically buy? Oh, okay. How long does, a typical customer stay with you? How many times do they buy? Okay. If you were to get, 100 new customers tomorrow, would you be able to handle all of that? Dang, whoa, 100? Probably not. Now that's giving you a frame. You're like, oh, okay. So if I'm booking them this many meetings and they're not able to handle this amount of people, it's either you slow down or they're not the right people to work with if you think you're going to over deliver. The goal is to always over
Mm.
deliver. But if you're bringing them 30, 50, 100 meetings a month and they're not able to take every single meeting, you're doing your job, but they can't keep up with you. Make sense?
Yeah.
What is the average profit margin on one customer? Just ballpark it. Oh, they pay you $1,000 and you profit 500. Okay, not bad. Okay. What is your main method of acquiring new customers? This is where you see if they actually need you or not. Because if they're acquiring customers in a different way, but it's not as effective, oh, have you tried using Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn yet? Oh, no, I haven't. Guess what? You just sold yourself. Because now, if you can tell them why it's important for them to be on these platforms, now they're gonna be like, well, damn, I never thought about it this way. How can I get on these platforms? Now you sell yourself. Well, I'm actually efficient on these platforms. I can actually help you utilize whatever, whatever, whatever. And for a typical client, I'm able to book 30 new meetings a month. But for you, I can do the same or more, as long as we set your profiles up right. Like, okay. And guess what? You just done your job. You just finished it right there, right? And if you need to keep going, you can, right? So, dude, once you have someone interested, how are you turning them into a customer? What is your closing percentage? Do you know what your average cost per lead is? Do you know what your average cost per appointment is? Right? You don't need to ask everyone this, but if you're working with $100 million business, a 10 these messages, not messages, these questions are so important to know because guess what? A business that's tracking everything is a business that's making a lot of money. Because if you're not tracking, you're probably not making enough money to need to track, right? So this is typically the rest of the questions. We don't have to go over every single one, but you get the general idea. And then when you're ending the interview or the meeting, all right, that's all about the question. They're probably going to ask you questions too. You answer them, make it a two-way conversation. Make sure you're not the only one asking questions. If you are, they're probably not that interested or they really want your help, right? So it's two ways to look at it, right? So, all right, that's about all the questions I've got. What do you have for me? Thank them for their time once again, whatever. And then if you can, you send them an email the day later thanking them again. Be like, dude, thank you so much for meeting with me. And then you can send them your proposal, right? Be like, hey, man, look, I think it would be great to work together. Here's my offer to you. I want $1,000 a month plus X, Y, and Z for every meeting I book. I want $5,000 a month plus X, Y, and Z for every meeting I book. If they're willing to pay you that, they're gonna agree. They want to negotiate, they want to negotiate. You can do this in person, you can do this over email, you can do it over text. In person over face, like face to face is typically better because you can see their reaction to what you say. Remember, if you can see their reaction, now you can be like, okay, now I need to change my tone a little bit. I need to rephrase it so that they're not giving me that type of reaction. Make sense? And of course,
Okay.
feel free to add questions based on your specific case. Make sense?
Yeah. 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 That makes
Awesome,
sense
awesome,
to me.
awesome. All right. So typically, right here, I also have the problems you want to look for and in what order to look for these problems to see if a client is worth your effort. Number one, product market fit. This means they can't sell their product or services. The reason for that is poor branding, poor positioning, poor messaging, right? Meaning their business, like they don't have a good name, not name, but they don't have a good profile on Instagram or a good profile on Facebook. These are like, and again, maybe they have a good product, but they don't know who to sell it to, right? You can have the best product in the world, but if you're not putting it in front of the right people, who's going to buy it? Nobody, right? It's kind of like, say you're selling hot dogs. If you're selling hot dogs for $1,000 and the only, where are you going to sell them for $1,000? You need a starving crowd. Where's that starving crowd? Probably someone who probably you're probably gonna be standing outside of a football game in Qatar and everyone is hungry. You're the only hot dog stand there and you're selling your hot dogs for $1,000 a pop. They're gonna buy it. Why? Because it's a
No one else
starving
is doing
crowd.
it.
Exactly. And they're willing to pay for it.
Okay.
Next, can they fulfill on their offer? This means if they're even though they're selling people and people are purchasing, they can't deliver. You know, their business model is poor. Next, they can't keep people. Find out why they can't keep people. Next, marketing. Find out why they aren't able to get their voice out there. They aren't able to get their business out there. Sales. Why can't they close people? Why are people not buying even though they joined the call? Employee problems. Maybe they're not tracking the work other employees are doing. Maybe you're doing your job and everyone else on the team isn't doing their job. And so because of that, you're not getting your results don't matter because everyone else is not doing their job. Technology, what kind of technology are they using? Are they using stuff they shouldn't be using, right? The more, again, you don't need to be able to help them solve all this, but guess what? The more efficient you become, the more you learn, the more you can help them solve, the more they're willing to pay you because you're becoming more of an asset to their business. Make sense,
Yeah.
Anwar? Awesome, awesome. So let's get back to getting hired. Outcomes. You want to be generating tens of thousands of dollars in pipeline for their business using LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, right? The more platforms you understand and master, the more they're going to be willing to pay you because the better results you're going to be able to get and the smarter you're going to be in terms of realizing, well, Twitter is full of people that are big tech companies because Twitter is full of tech companies and people in tech. Hmm, Facebook is probably not so good for reaching out to tech people. Let's try Twitter. So you try Twitter, or you try Instagram, or you try LinkedIn, right? So the more smart you become per platform, the more of an asset you are to a company because now they don't need you to book appointments. Maybe they want you to manage the people booking appointments because you understand all the platforms. And this person only understands Facebook, or they only understand Instagram, or they only understand Twitter, you know? You want to aim to generate at least 40, right? Again, this is just it's more of the standards, right? And then your key performance indicators, we went over this. Competencies, you want high level, you want to be committed and consistent in any aspect. Fitness, you want to be committed and consistent. That's the best way you're always going to get results. No matter what you're doing, when you commit and you stay consistent, you're going to get results. right? Especially if you're improving where you're failing, right? The best of the best fail fast so that they can improve on where they failed. How many times are you going to kick the football into the goal? A thousand. The person who's kicking the same free kick 1,000 times a day versus the person trying a free kick on every position of the field, the person who's doing it from the same spot 1,000 times a day is gonna be way more efficient than the person who's all over the field trying a lot of different free kicks. Make sense?
Hmm.
Exactly.
This
Again,
reminds me of oh, you go on, you go on.
no, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, this reminds me of I think there's like this basketball study they did three separate groups. One group shot 10, let's say one group shot 10 basketballs the first time around, and they that practice it every day. Another group didn't practice at all. Then another group thought about it. They didn't practice, but they thought about throwing the shot and everything.
Mm,
And then when results were coming through to see how they improved, uh, the first group improved by 25%, which is
mm,
pretty good. The second group, the one that did shoot it all, 10%, they improved by 10%. And the third group, the one that actually thought about it, they improved by 23%.
mm.
So not only do you need to practice doing it, you need to, but also thinking, thinking about it, thinking how you can improve it and progressing. That's what you
Exactly.
learn from them sort of studies.
Exactly. And guess what? The best of the best devote themselves to practicing no matter how they feel,
Hmm.
right? Even if you feel sad today, if you hit the gym versus the person who didn't hit the gym, you're gonna get better results than the person who didn't hit the gym, regardless.
Hmm.
Why? Even Kobe, he forced himself. I don't say he wanted to do it. He had 4 practices a day. I think like
Hmm.
2 to 4 hour practices per day or something like that. Why? Because he's like, well, everyone else in the league is practicing once or twice a day. If I want
Yeah.
to be better than them, I need to practice more,
Mike
right?
Tyson woke up at like 4 a.m., started doing like jogging, running, all of this stuff because he knew it'd give him an edge. And when he gets an edge, he gets more confident. And that confidence and success are like, I'd suppose they're linked
They're
together.
tied
So
together. Exactly.
they're tied together.
Exactly.
So the more confident you are, the probably more successful you're going to be. And the more successful you're going to be, the more confident you're going to get. And vice
Exactly.
versa. It keeps building and building, compounds.
Exactly. Let me
Yeah,
show
it's
you
making
guys this
sense.
quick. Let me show you this quick diagram again from the presentation. It's right here, and it goes perfect with what you just said. Um,
I'm gonna go
let me let it
real
load.
quick,
Say again.
but I'm gonna go to the toilet real quick, but I'm not able to hear you.
Um,
Yeah, it's
let me show you this real
Uh,
quick, and then we'll take a pause. All right. So, I mean, he'll be able to watch the recording. Um, it's right here. So, competence brings confidence, which pushes you
mhm,
to get experience, which then brings more competence, and then more confidence, which pushes you to go and get more experience, and then it keeps looping, and you're getting better
mhm,
and better and better. So the more you know, the more confident you are to execute, and the more confident you are to execute pushes you to execute. So when you execute, you get more experience. So from that experience,
mhm,
you learn. And the more you learn, the more experience you're going to go and get because you're going to become more confident. And so it just loops and it loops, and your confidence grows, your skill level grows. And next thing you know,
mhm.
nobody can beat you. Look at Messi and Ronaldo. How many hours of practice do you think they put compared to every other athlete that's the same age, the same team? Why do they stand out so much? Because of the
Just did
hours.
more.
Exactly. They dedicated more. And the more you dedicate
Hmm.
and the more you do, the better you're going to get, as long as you're improving on where you fail. So the key in
Yeah.
business is fail fast. You want to fail as fast as possible so
Hmm.
that you can see where you need to improve. Make
Okay.
sense?
You're gonna give us a quick question. You're gonna give us like some sort of task to do. So, for example, I personally don't know how to set up a Zoom call, do a calendar. Are you gonna just set us some sort of practice thing to build more competence and confidence?
Exactly. Yeah, we're gonna
Is
do
that what
that.
you're gonna do?
I'll
Yeah.
create recordings on all that. Like that's why I said, any questions
Hmm.
that you have, ask them because that way I can create trainings around them because maybe you're not the
Yeah.
only person who has those questions. Make sense?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
But I hope Anwar went to go number two, went to go number one
Oh
instead
no.
of number two.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, because I want to wait for him. But I want to make sure it's not, 30
Hmm.
minutes.
You had a well, whilst we're waiting for one, you had a program you wanted to send me a couple of weeks back. Some sort of
Yeah, it's a
alpha
part of
one.
this new one. Yep. It's
Yeah, yeah.
it's getting finished up. You guys are gonna
Sweet.
have access to it. You're gonna be able to listen
You got
to
a
it.
teaser?
Teaser, I can show you. Everyone watching the recording right now, if you're watching the recording right now, you'll probably have access to this already. Duh, 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 duh. So typically, right, these are the titles,
Unleash
and
your
then
power.
it's text right now. You know, um, you're probably not going to be able to see much.
Lowering your status around guys and being a low-ranking male does not get you the respect of other men, of other alpha males. That's not how nature works. So this program is about getting that respect so that you're included into an alpha male sort of friend group. You're respected by other men. You're not picked on. You're not discounted, and you're not ignored. And you're not all that sort of stuff. And on top of that, you're wanted by women. Okay, just by the reading that, this sounds interesting.
Yeah,
If you don't know, Duno, I think I'm a sort of person who's all about respect.
same here, man.
If yeah, like if I don't get the mutual respect, I'm just upset if I don't get respect from someone. I'm giving them respect and they're not giving it back. It's like it's not a fair like engagement. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, exactly, man. And I'm the same way. It's like, respect is everything, regardless of what it is.
Mm.
And, like no matter what,
Respect,
respect is number one, especially as men.
yeah,
Like people start
priority,
wars because of disrespect. Like
yeah.
you look at through time, people would start wars over little bits of disrespect. An ounce of disrespect, they're willing to put a
Mm.
bullet to your head, you know? To men,
I,
respect matters to
yeah,
us so much more than anything else.
but like most girls don't even give a fuck about respect sometimes.
Hmm.
I think men care more about respect than girls do, to be fair. Because I think when I'm setting a boundary with a person, it's it's a lot more important because I've tested the boundaries of girls and it's like see through, if you know what I mean.
Mm, yeah,
They don't really hold to their word, if you know what I'm saying, from my experience. But God knows,
exactly.
different people, different situations. There's always an exceptional situation, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So let's continue. I want to just continue, and that way he could watch the recording, so that
Yeah,
we're not. I know it's late for you. So
it's
requirements.
all right.
You need a good internet connection, a good phone, and a good laptop, computer or laptop. You want to track your
Okay.
numbers and performance using our battle map system, and you want to share your progress daily. I'll show you all that. It's basically a tracking sheet. Some companies have. So here's the thing with this stuff. I can't teach you guys too much on tracking because some companies have different ways of tracking. But
Hmm.
I'm going to show you the fundamentals things that you need to track that's across the board, right? Next, you want to be available to answer slash manage conversations 6 days a week. Like because again, this is why if you're on your phone, it's good because no matter where you are, if you're on their account and you're seeing messages coming through, you can respond to them, right? And then of course, you want to have at least I wrote 6 to 8, but 4 to 8 is pretty good, because you can crunch everything in 4 hours, but if you spread it out, you can speak to more people. You want to make sure you're thinking like an owner. Even though you're working
Hmm.
for the business, you want to position yourself as the way the owner thinks. He probably wants the right people coming to his business. You want to make sure, if you're thinking like an operator, you want to make sure you're doing your job as efficient as possible. And that way, one, you're not wasting too much of your own time and you're not wasting any, you're not sweating for no reason, you know? So here are types of compensation structures that you can set up. Types of base pay deals, right? So base pay means they're paying you a base of $1,000 every month plus 20 to 50 bucks per qualified call plus $100 for every deal that they close. So this is one deal you can have. Another deal you can have is 1,000. I'll wait for Anwar. All right, you ready, Anwar? All right, so I will quickly, like, you can watch the recording. We didn't go too far. You know this much. Competencies. I'm gonna let you read that real quick.
Yeah, I read it.
All right, so awesome, awesome. Requirements.
Well, what is a better map system? So you got a like paper and you put a rectangle, you put the
Um,
main
so
focus on.
so basically, it's not. So what I was just going over this. So it's battle map is basically what I just call it, but tracking. It's
Yeah,
how you're tracking your numbers. Each company
yeah.
that you may work for will have a different thing they want you to track, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you guys what's going to be fundamental across the board for you to track to make sure you're getting results. That's going to make your
Uh,
employers happy. And again, if you have your own business, you're going to make sure you're tracking these numbers as well, right?
right.
So, all right. So you're here, right? Go ahead. Let me know when you're done with this part. You there, Amar? All right. You finish this part?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is where I was with George. So I'm going to continue right here. So this is the types of ways you can get paid. This is the first type of way. It's having a base pay, right? So one, you want $1,000 a month from them. That's the way you're saying, I want $1,000 plus I want 20 to 50. Like I say 20 to 50 means you can pick anywhere from 20 to 50. You can even charge more if you know you're gonna get results. And then you want that much per qualified call, meaning every call you book that actually shows up, you want to get paid for it. That's a way. Not everyone is gonna agree. Again, this is why you negotiate. And then you also want $100 per closed deal. Maybe that's how you want to get paid. Maybe you don't even want a base pay. You just want a higher piece of commission, right? So I wrote types of let me add that commission right now. Um, because commission, if if you're booking meetings and they're willing to pay you like 5% commission, 10% commission, 30% commission, you're making a lot more money because guess what? Even though you're not getting a base pay, you're getting a much higher commission. So if they're closing $10,000 deals and they're willing to pay you 30% of that deal, that's a lump sum of money coming into your pocket. Again, this is why we negotiate, right? All right. I'll include the commissions in a bit, but so this is base. You can I don't recommend going lower than 250 a month, honestly. Like I know it's USD and it transfers differently in certain countries. But you know, money is a big motivator, so that's gonna force you to want to work more because you're like, damn, if if I work and I get my job done, I'm gonna get $1,000 this month. I'm gonna get $10,000 this month. I'm gonna get $50,000 this month, right? So I wouldn't recommend, especially like you guys are just starting. So this guy that you're working with is gonna pay you more as long as you're getting results. But if you're going out there and getting your own job, don't offer anything less than this unless you genuinely want to, right? If you genuinely want to
Mhm.
work with someone and you just want to make sure they can pay you at least some money, then cool, do that. So I have this structure. You can include this in all of these deals, in all of these structures, right? But I have it up here just so you can see this is one long deal, this is a short deal, and these are like, and if you don't have any of this, you can say I just want 750 a month. I just want $1,000 a month. You don't have to pay me for anything else. I just want $1,000 a month. And this, I want all three of these. Whatever you write down and you're willing to
Okay.
negotiate, and they're willing to negotiate with you as well, right? So another deal, which is the deal you're gonna have with this guy, is a performance-based deal. Now, you can come up with whatever you want, and as long as you can negotiate it in, right? So a performance-based deal means you don't get paid unless you perform, right? And so if you perform, you're gonna get paid. That's what you'll see a lot of big agencies in the world do these types of deals because they know that you're gonna pay them more because of the performance rather than getting paid, let's say a base. If you have a base, you kind of limit yourself, right? But if you get paid on performance, the better you perform, the more likely you're gonna get paid, right? So let's say you
Mm.
look, man, I'm gonna book you 4 calls. Like 4 calls is nothing. Like I only put 4 calls as an example, right? If you're booking someone 4 calls a month, they better be some good ass calls, right? But now again, this that depends on the business. If it's a big, like let's say every deal is 100, like every business, every deal they close is $100,000. You bring them 4 quality deals that month, that's $400,000 in their pocket, right? So it depends on the level of business. But for a business like his, 4 calls a month is not enough, right? He's already booking like I think somewhere in the hundreds per month. And he's not even using Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So you guys are adding a lot of value if you're leveraging Facebook, Instagram, and helping him book meetings on those platforms as well, right? So again, a performance-based deal. You can be like, hey man, look, like what can we structure out? What can we deal out? And then, oh, I want $1,000 a month. I'm not saying with this guy, but I'm saying with anyone else in the future. Look, I want $1,000 per month after I've booked you 4 calls. I want that money up front. I want that money at the end of the month. And then I want it every single month, right? So this is where understanding the negotiation comes in, right? And it doesn't need, this is your first deal, so you don't need to go too crazy about it. As long as you're getting paid and it makes sense to what you're getting paid, that's good for this first. Then after, let's say you're working with him a month later or 2 months later, and you look, man, like I've been doing this, I want to get paid more. Easily negotiate that in, as long as you're getting results, right? In the business world, people will pay you what you ask if you can deliver, right? It's not like, oh, we're gonna pay you $15 an hour no matter how hard you work. You're still getting $15 an hour. Nah, in the business world, what you do, the amount of value you provide, there's someone out there that's willing to pay you more than you're asking for because they care about the types of results you can get them, right? And then commission-based deals, it's 5% commission for whatever, right? You want 5% on every deal. You want 10% on every deal. You want 15, 30, 20% on every deal without a base. There are people that are like, okay, cool, let's structure that in. But now, to make sure you get paid on commission-based deals is to make sure you're actually delivering results and following up with the people you're booking calls with. Because now that's how you know you get paid. That's how you know whether or not they close the deal, right? If they're not being honest with you when you close when you sign on a contract, a commission-based deal, if they're not willing to be honest and pay you when they actually close a deal, you need to be aware of that, right? And the way you become aware of that is one, checking up with them. Hey, did you close this deal today? How did it go? What happened? Anywhere I can improve to get them more ready for the call? Yes, no. Okay, cool. Now, next call, you just make sure you're always following up every call that they take, that you book, to make sure that they actually close them or not, right? Make sense?
Yeah.
So again,
Uh,
if oh, go ahead.
um, I'm just trying to relate that to an example. So, let's say I meet a dentist at my job.
Hmm.
So I contact him, and then I want to speak to his boss. Is that what I want to do, or do I want to speak to the dentist? You see what I'm saying?
Well, if it's a dentist at a hospital, that's a different story. But if it's a dentist
Hmm.
that owns the clinic, that's a different person. That's who you talk to. If he owns his own
Okay.
clinic, he's in charge. But if he's
But if he
a
doesn't,
part, exactly,
okay. So you always want to talk to the highest authority.
exactly. The one that's,
Okay.
and even if he's not, even if he owns it, maybe someone else is handling the client acquisition,
Mhm.
you know? So that's typically why you want to speak with them, get a meeting with them, and then see if it makes sense to actually speak with that, person.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Thank
Yep, yep. And then, all right, let me just write this up. All right. So one way, another cool way to actually get these with commissions is you can have all three of these in one deal. Now, that depends on what you can deliver, what you can promise, right? You can combine all of these to see if, all right, cool. I also want 5% commission on the deal closed on top of that $100, right? It depends on what you're willing to go after and what they agree with you, right? So I hope that makes sense. Let me finish this up so that way you guys can see the example. All right. All right. So if you prove that you can convert prospects into high quality meetings consistently, you should ask for an increase in base pay if you're taking a base pay after 60 days. And whatever these are, if you want to increase the number from 1,000 to 2,000, from 2,000 to 10,000, depending on what you're doing and how much they're making, don't feel afraid to negotiate for more, right? And if they tell you no, ask them, how can I get you to pay me more? Then they will list out what they want. And then guess what? If you can deliver on what they want, they're gonna pay you more. So there you have it, the potential to make 5 to 10K a month, right? It's all in your hands. Um, I was gonna go over setting up profiles today, but I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. So we can do that tomorrow. That way, you guys, like, I know you have a much better understanding of this stuff now. Um, and then, like, genuinely, like, I want to get you guys ready to go. Anwar, literally one thing we went over without you was this. It's basically saying competence brings confidence, which pushes you to get
What
experience.
what is competence?
Competence means like how smart you are.
Oh,
Make
that's
sense?
I'm not so smart. No, no, I'm just kidding.
So competence
All right.
brings confidence, which pushes you to
Mm-hmm.
get experience, which then brings more competence, and then more confidence, which pushes you to go and get more experience. And then it just keeps
Mm-hmm.
looping and you become smarter, you become better, you become more efficient, you become more effective. Make sense?
Yeah, that's actually the first positive cycle I'm seeing. It's always like the negative cycle you're in, you're stuck in the negative thing. This
Yeah,
is the first one.
downward
This is
spiral.
a good one. Yeah,
exactly.
right, right, right.
Exactly. Well, all right, guys. So let me just double check and make sure I did everything for this one for today at least. That way tomorrow I know all that we have to go over Yeah, so we did everything. All we have to go over is setting up profiles, which you guys don't need to worry too much about that. That's why I didn't want to go over it today right now because you don't need to worry about setting up
Uh,
profiles. So then tomorrow we'll do profiles. We're gonna do efficient workflows, right? Making sure how to actually make sure you're getting results and what me and you guys are gonna be doing to make sure you're actually practicing and getting efficient and getting better. And then of course, there's resources and messaging templates, right? So all that stuff we'll go over it tomorrow. That way I can get you guys in the field and literally learn how to do this stuff, right? I know
Oh,
tomorrow's
good, man.
Wednesday. You might not be there, George. If you can make it, try to make it. But
I think I'll be able to make it because at first I thought it was 8 o'clock, but I think it's 9 o'clock. So I reckon I'll be able to make it.
gotcha.
It's
Awesome, awesome,
I'm just doing swimming and sometimes I just take a little longer, but I'll try my best to get on time.
awesome, awesome, awesome. And then hopefully Rosner is here too. And lastly, um, yeah, the goal is to get you guys started Saturday, Friday, Saturday.
Hmm.
If not, Monday the latest.
All right, bet.
Um,
Do you
because
also know what time? Or
um, what time to the meeting or
yeah, what in just in general to get started.
yeah, yeah. Nothing yet. I'll let you guys know. Like most likely tomorrow. He
Hmm.
called me just now, but
All right,
I
cool,
didn't pick
cool.
up. So I'm gonna call him. I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk about this. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. It was another good call. For
Yeah,
everybody. I know there was like a little pause that's watching the recording, but it is what it is. So, all right, guys.
Yeah, man.
Stay tuned on the Discord. Make sure you have
hmm
notifications on. That way you can see any announcements I make.
yeah, yeah. I'll
Um,
keep them on.
and then yeah, that's it for today. Any other questions?
All right.
All right, man. Can you stay on the call for a bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna
All right,
upload the recording and then I'm gonna drop it in the Discord, and then that way you guys can have access to rewatch whatever you need to rewatch. And then I'm gonna
all
link
right, that's
all
cool,
these
man.
documents in there. Bet. All right, guys.
All right.
Have a good one. Have a good night.
All right, have a nice day, man, George.
See you in a bit.
Yes, sir.